floor area had been filled with desks, clustered in haphazard rows. Large windows lined the north side. Somewhere beyond their inky blackness roiled Lake Erie in what must be a great view during the daylight hours. The south walls faced the less picturesque visitors' parking lot and Superior Avenue. No one was present at that hour, what was essentially the middle of the night. Maggie hustled to keep up with Kevin as she took all this in, winding through the churning sea of reporters' desks. Their surfaces were piled with papers, books, all sorts of odds and ends, from journalism awards to troll dolls to a miniature slot machine. Maggie liked this space much better than the slick lobby. Many desks, however, were blank and abandoned. "We're dying," Kevin noted matter-of-factly. "We all know it. Print journalism will gasp its last breath within a few years. At least that's what we hear every single day. But there are still die-hard fans who want to read their news, not listen to some wildly biased talking head or have to balance a delicate and breakable piece of electronics just to find out what the weather's going to be." "You read the Herald?" She answered truthfully. "Every day." "Home delivery?" "Yep." "Bless you. I'd kiss you on the mouth right here and now, except we had some kind of sensitivity training last year, and apparently I'm not supposed to do that." Maggie laughed. "You should have come in by the rear entrance. It's a long walk from here." "So I heard." "That's okay. I can give you the tour. I'm Kevin Harding, by the way, printing supervisor. I used to be entertainment editor. Got to do the hard-charging stories, like what Princess Kate wore to the Bahamas and the new season at Playhouse Square. But now I have a real job." "Too bad. Keeping up with the Kardashians sounds like fun." "Yeah." But his face didn't look as if it had been. The arena area had a second level, a ring of offices along the outer wall, more than one floor above, nearly two. Only a few were lit, including a large space at the easternmost tip of the oval. The hallway outside these offices had a clear glass railing, giving the illusion that anyone on that walkway had nothing to keep them from falling the considerable distance to the floor below. It was a very impressive-looking interior for a staff who functioned within the written word. Maggie loved space and thought it a perfect setting for a newspaper, and wondered if the dramatic surroundings reminded the reporters every day to respect the dramas, large and small, that affected their readers' lives. Kevin Harding kept walking. "The body is in the offset room. Do you know how a paper is printed?" "Vaguely, but that's probably changed in the digital age. As far as the actual printing is concerned, yes and no." They reached the east wall. He used his key card to exit the lofty atrium into a space that was equally impressive in a totally different way. Overhead lights burst into illumination as they entered, as if by magic, to reveal a maze of huge and inexplicable machinery. If the atrium represented pure creativity, then this place embodied pure function. The floors were concrete, clean but stained, and so were the walls. "The master sheet is made on a piece of flexible aluminum, using the reaction of oil and water and ultraviolet light. The point is that the ink sticks to the printed areas, and the rest washes away. That's done in here." Her nose wrinkled from the smell. Not offensive, but definitely chemical, as they passed a room full of paper rolls, most standing on their ends, but some on their sides, ready to be rotated into the printing process, and huge drums of liquid ink. The rolls only came up to her chest, but were enormously round, and she guessed that they could easily kill someone. Kevin told her they weighed nearly 1,900 pounds each. They entered the next section. "Wow," Maggie said. Kevin let her take it in. "Yeah, it's pretty impressive." Though they had been on the ground floor, it became the second level in this room, and they took a metal staircase down. The 3-story-high ceiling allowed for 4 towers of steel machinery to function, squeezing an unbroken stream of moving newspaper between huge horizontal rollers. The rollers were stacked vertically inside the steel-framed towers, and not all the towers were the same size. The tallest had 4 sets of rollers, others 2 or 1. The paper ribbon stretched from the top of one to the bottom of the next like a spider web. The noise drowned out everything else, and Kevin had to shout.